So yesterday we talked about BTC, and these were the zones that we actually outlined. So we said, first of all, below here, so let me use an arrow, below here like this, here, right? We saw a break of structure. The market went all the way to this top points here, right? And the market was around here yesterday, here, this point, right? Okay. So also, we actually identified these points of here for a first entry here. You see this thing that we have going all the way down, the green going down, and the red is more of like the stop loss zone going all the way down. We identified this point as our first entry and this point as the second entry, these other points here. And we can see what the market did here. We can see what the market did. The market came all the way to this point here, tapped this first point here, but then went all the way up to tap the second point. So that's why most times friends reached out to me and was like, I lost some money. And I'm like, okay, calm down. What was really the problem? Right? Okay, what was really the problem? Tell me, in course of trading and you lost money, did you really try to check what really made you lose money? Right? And he was like, yes, that I was not patient enough. So this is why we really just need to understand that one of the greatest thing, and I shared to that student and said, trading is 10% buying and 10% selling, but 80% waiting. Right. So if you don't really have that patience to wait, like you see this zone that we actually, so if you pick this first zone, probably it would have taken you out on a stop loss zone by a little inch. That it does not mean that you that took this particular trade is wrong, just that it took you out. Your stop loss was not widened enough, right? And secondly, if you did not use a good risk management, that is where that can actually be. If you don't use a good risk management, that is where that can actually be a problem. You understand? So you need to be able to pay massive attention to that. So the market came to this other zone and what started coming down massively. So let's take out this other one here. So the market came to this particular zone and came all the way to this point, right? Yes, the market reacted to something at this zone, which is very clear. You understand? The market reacted to something. Something made this market start going up from this point, and it's very clear. I can see that very, very clear, right? Now, what are we looking at here, in today? What are we seeing in terms of possibilities for what the markets can do, right? So we've already stated out clear points of what we feel the markets will do. So this point has already been invalidated. So I'll take out this point here, right? I'll take out this point. Now we're just going to look at clear points on what we feel the markets will do. Now, first of all, it still stands at this very top here of 118 here. This very top of 118 here. Here, this point still stands, right? And also this point below here still stands, right, at 109. Right, those 2 points are still very much valid. The market has not gotten to those zones to actually tell us what. So let's look at the higher time frame. Whenever we are analyzing, we start from the higher time frame. It's actually called top-down analysis to see what the market is doing. So it's still very much clear that the market, of course, reacted to a point here and still, sorry about that, probably to take out the liquidity at this very top point here, reacted from this zone here, right? So let's check out on the 1 week time frame. 1 week time frame, yes, we can see clear zones here where we are patiently waiting for the market to come, right? If it comes to the zone, there were also clear break of structures at this point here, right? So we're seeing that we're waiting patiently for that. If we go to the 1-day time frame and expand this zone is very clear. We can see for my students who have gone through our academy, Touch Building Academy, will understand when I say we can see clear play of institutions within this zone here, a supply zone, right? So the markets clearly can come down to this point, and we're seeing that, right? There was a break of structure and a little break of structure here, but then these markets here that came down failed to break the structure. So probably we can see the market going up to tap on this point and come all the way down, because this is a good buying zone. So we're in the 4 hours time frame here. Let's get to see what the market is doing. So here we have a clear break of structure at this zone here. Right? A clear break of structure. And we are now currently in the middle, trying to understand what this market really wants to do. Right? So we're going to go to the 2 hours time frame to get to see this very clearly. Now we see that the market came all the way down. The market failed to break structure at the very upside. Broke this structure, broke another structure, but reacted at this zone. So there's a tendency that the market will come to react at this point. Yeah. Now, this is if the market fails to, if the market breaks this point that we are outlining now. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame and see clearly. Okay, let's go to the 45 minutes time frame. Okay, let's use the 45 minutes time frame, but though very much almost filled, very much almost filled. Let's look at the 30 minutes time frame. Okay, let's draw from here and get to let's see. Okay, 1 hour. Okay, 2 hours. Okay, so if this market, we'll look at this from the 30 minutes time frame. Now, if this market respects this zone, right? If this market respects this zone, so we're just going to have a very tight stop loss, right, for BTC here. If this market respects this zone, then we're going to see it coming all the way down, right? So this is what we're looking at here. If this market respects this zone, we're going to see it coming on the way down. But if it breaks our structure, right, then we're actually going to see the market going all the way up. So let me use an arrow to identify this. So if this market respects this zone, right, so we're going to see this market coming all the way down, like all the way down, right, all the way down, right. But if it does not respect this zone, right, then we're actually going to see the market. We're actually going to see the market going all the way up to this particular point here, right. So this is exactly what I'm looking at on BTC, right. This is exactly what I'm looking at for BTC, right, because we have two interesting key levels, and we can't really tell where the market we can't really tell what the market wants to do until the market does it, right. So if it's respect that zone, then of course they're coming out to take out these liquidities here at this point here. This liquidity is here at this point here. You understand? Coming on the way down. And if the momentum is very high, it will go all the way down to this particular zone, tap it, and start going up. Right. So this is the chart analysis for BTC USDT 06 08 2025. So yes, of course, you can pick levels. Now, one thing you need to understand about the analysis, first of all, is the ability to wait. That's one. Number two is when you see the other various key levels, you try as much as possible to have your risk management right. Right now, on a normal day, I should be able to have create some level of stop loss to this point, but then most people may not really know how to manage their risk management. So that's why I try to make it a little bit reasonable, right? A little bit reasonable. You get me? But with the right risk management, you don't have to bother. You understand? No matter how big your stop loss is, first of all, you know what you can afford to lose, and you're good to go. But then this is what we're looking at here for BTC charts 06, 08, 2025. So thank you very much. If you got value, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button, leave a question or contribution, and know we're here to help you win.